All right. Let's turn that down. Is this close enough? Like, move my mic a little closer. Hello, hello. There we go. Sorry, I'm rearranging stuff at the same time. Is that a light? Oh, that seems okay, I guess. How's everybody doing today? Move this away. Top now. You can go there. Oh, and this we'll use in a bit. Sure, tower. There we go. All right. How's everybody doing today? I'm here once again. Happy Thursday. I missed Monday, but Monday was a very busy day for us personally, so I didn't feel like coming online. There's a lot going on, so we can talk about that later if anyone wants to know. Yeah. Today I've rearranged a little bit. You can't really tell because I mean, according to the camera, everything's kind of in the same place, but I shifted everything over to the right a little bit and rearranged a couple things just so that things are more, make more sense where they're at and they're easier to get to. So I think I like it the way it is now. Less likely for me to bump into things as well. So and a little bit more flexibility. So I appreciate that. I'm way further away from my keyboard though. So if I have to do anything on my computer, I have to like literally stand up to go over to it, or I'll have to like unplug it and bring it over. I'll worry about that later if it becomes a problem. Yeah. So Jen, happy Thursday. What am I going to do? Well, I guess I can talk about what we did last time and then have some coffee while I sit. Good stuff. I got my microphone situation from last time figured out. I made sure everything was working before I started the stream. Yeah, it's all working now. And back on that NVIDIA broadcast microphone studio setup, so it should sound a little better and hopefully filter out random BS noise that you might hear. Last time we ended with this guy. This is it dry. I'm not going to do anything else with it. I'm just kind of leaving it very abstracty and just using all the watercolor inks and a little bit of the white acrylic. You might be able to see some of the white acrylic and what it did. Like here, how it kind of bloomed outward a little bit. Did some fun little things. I didn't move it a whole lot, so just kind of stayed where it was. Down there, it came out kind of cool. So, yeah, that one came out kind of pretty. Just random colors. But we were working on this, which is what we're going to continue working on today. And if we're lucky and have time, if we're lucky and have time, I'll work on something else. It is spring. I'm a little late for this, but the cherry trees out here in Washington have bloomed. I haven't really seen any because we haven't really gone anywhere where they have them. And by the time we do, the blooms will probably be mostly gone and it's going to be just leaves. But we can still love on what they look like a little bit and try to make some here. If we have time. It just depends how much time I doodle around with the nebula stuff on this. Yeah. And in honor of the Sakura that we don't get to see that are in Japan, someday, maybe, it will go. I doubt we'll go during that season, though, because that's probably the worst time to go. That would be just obscene, trying to go during, like, something everyone bum rushes Japan for. I don't think I really want to do that. And right at the beginning of it starting to get warmer there, too. That sounds terrible. And I've seen what their winters look like, and those look terrible too. I don't know that I want to go during winter either. Let's see. Oh, I moved my paper towels. They're no longer up here in the process. They're down below me to the side. Oops. You know what I did? I thumped into it and it moved it. So it might not be able to stay where I put it. I bumped into it just enough to hit it. It's there, but it has a potential to want to come off, I think. I'll play with it. It might be okay for now. I may have to duct tape it or just take it off and stand the roll up somewhere. We'll see. Regardless, the paper towel are underneath the table now. So in a perfect world, it should be easier to get to. But at the same time, I've got it somewhere where I can bump into it. I didn't think I was going to when I set it down. And now that I've bumped into it, I think I see that I will. So I'll leave it there for now. I'll fiddle with it off stream, find a better home for it, or watch it fall to the floor. And then I'll just be like, screw it. I'm just going to. What did it do? Now I have to look. Oh, see, I bumped into it enough where it went slightly off kilter. Let me look. Yeah, it's a little bent a little bit, I think. And so one side sticks and the other side doesn't. So it pivoted really easily. I see. Well, that's a project for another time. I thought I fixed it earlier today, but that's something to revisit. I have another sticky pad thing for it. It's like how do I describe it? I mean, doodle it on something really quick. It's literally just a kind of like a little stopper end on one side and then a little thin fold. And then it does like a angle like this. And there's a flat little oval shaped plate. This is flat, but imagine you're looking at it from like an angle from above, right? Kind of like, yeah. Whoops. Like that, right? And this flat kind of oval shape has a large sticky pad on it. And it was upside down from this. It was like this, right? Only reversed, sitting on my desk. So I can get to paper towels right on top. And it was so far away from where I can easily reach that it made it really difficult to use. And I thought, what the hell? Let's use my heat gun and try to heat it up and make the adhesive sticky so I could pull it off. And it partially worked and then ended up tearing up part of the desk. But whatever, I've covered it up, so I don't care. I don't see it. And while it was hot, I reheated it a little bit and I stuck it back underneath my desk like this in this orientation. So my desk is like, like that. And it's stuck underneath on the left side of my desk over here by my leg. I've got plenty of room to sit under it, but I must have bumped into it. And it's not quite holding on as well as it should. That, and I think it's a little bent from when I pulled it off too. I thought I straightened it all the way, but it doesn't seem to be. But it's okay. Worst case scenario, I'll just take it off and have the roll of paper towel on the desk where I can get to it. Everything will be fine. I had to figure out in this new orientation where I'm going to stick the paper towel at. Suppose maybe I can do this number and just have it to the side and be able to get to the plates from here, maybe. That'll probably be fine, right? Or how high can I get this where it is not in my way? Oh, can I put this upside down? I've done that before. I'm doing all kinds of stuff on the fly, but we're going to live with it because it ends up making everything work out okay in the long run. So I put it up there. I think that makes it sound better, at least a little better. It's not quite in my face quite as badly. And I can still get to my cord. It's hanging down where you can see it, but I think it's a little better this way. Where it was like the mic arm was like in front of everything I could reach for over here. It might get tangled with stuff. So I just moved it up a little higher. And I think that might do the trick. That might make it work. Okay. There we go. All right. Turn that up a little bit. Okay, am I done fiddling around with BS? Maybe. We'll see. Make sure I don't run into anything. And oops, sorry, I just smacked my nail right into the microphone. I'm sure this sounded fantastic for you. Gosh, is this cord gonna be in my way when I'm painting? Sometimes it might be. Okay, then if I move it over here and turn this way, does that help it a little bit? Oh yeah, that seemed to help. I'm fixing things on the fly. Don't mind me. Okay. So what am I gonna do with this? I'm thinking we're just gonna do a basic second layer. Probably I got some hair on there. Stop that. Go away. I might put some like highlight, brighter versions of the colorful bits in here just to make them pop a little more, and then add more cloudy, darker, dusty stuff around it to darken up the edges a bit. Maybe cover up and hide some crimes or I mess things up a little bit. Let it dry, and then we'll figure out what our star making solution is. We'll do that in a minute, and then peel it. And if there's time at the end of that, we'll work on the Sakura tree idea, at least pieces of a Sakura tree. We'll see. We'll figure out what we're going to do on the fly for that one. I just know that I want to do something cherry trees, but at the same time, I don't know what that'll look like. So maybe we'll figure that out together. Until then, I think, yeah, we can probably get started. Let me go ahead and spray my palette down. And then spray this area. Then right. All right, good. Let's pick, what is it? I think my size 6. Size 6 brand, I mean? It is what that is. Yep. Size 6 brand. For anyone who does not know, I use, not entirely, but mostly, come on, focus. It just never wants to do what I want it to do when I want to focus. Like the first time, there we go. Princeton Heritage is the majority of what the paintbrushes are that I use. For no particular reason other than one, it's a well-known brand, and two, the person that I started watching watercoloring originally, it was the brushes that she used. So I went and looked up the pricing on them, and I got a couple sets that gave me a nice kind of round, I mean, no pun intended, round brush, a nice like round like set of brush types. Some I never use, which I really should remedy. I have 2 fan brushes that I have yet to figure out a good way to utilize for watercolor, because as soon as the bristles get wet, they start to clump together. So it makes it really difficult to do like any pretty fan brush stuff with it. I don't know if it's because of the type of bristles or what. Maybe they need to be firmer. I don't know. These are I think synthetic squirrel. So I mean, I have them, but figuring out how to use them is, the hard part, right? I've got a mop brush, oval mop brush. Same problem, right? It gets very heavily saturated, and then it turns into like a big clumpy thing and becomes harder to do anything with. I imagine it's really good for like dry brushing. So maybe if I do something where I do very, very light water and more pigment, and I need to brush something on, that's probably where this will come in handy. So maybe we can do some experimentation with my brushes one day. Go through like one brush and like learn how to use it for watercolor purposes appropriately, right? So I can actually start using some of these because they're still practically new because I never find a reason to use them. I've got these. I have 2 of some brushes because I had an Amazon mix-up where they didn't show up, or they did, but they were stolen temporarily. And I got them reordered through Amazon for free because they weren't delivered. And then like a couple days later, they mysteriously showed up at my door opened. I'm not going to go into more detail than that, but that's what happened. But this is a Blooms brush, which is kind of oval shaped, almost flat, but thick enough to be considered probably an oval shape. But it curves. You can see on the profile is kind of a curve, shaped like a petal or a bloom, hence the name of the brush. It's a brush that Jenna Rainey, the watercolorist I was talking about that I started learning from, she worked with Princeton to create this heritage brush, because it could be kind of a unitasker or multitasker, I guess you can say, for painting flowers. Because it works just well, just right for being able to create petal shapes right? When you lay it flat. You can make leaves with it. When it's wet, you can make leaves by lightly running it on its edge and then pressing down to let it fan out and then back out again. You could do some like twigs and stems and things like that, right, with it. So you can do a lot with this one brush, but a lot of that can be replicated with a good round brush too. So I have yet to find a reason to use this one. I've just got it here just in case, and someday in the future, I may be only one type of brush or a couple. I've got some wash brushes here. This is a 1-inch wash brush as well. I got 2 of these from that same set that were stolen and replaced. I like it. It's kind of cool because it's got a clear handle. So yeah, I've got a lot of options here. And then I've got some cheaper brushes over here to the side as well that have some special features. Whether I can figure out how to use them, I don't know. But there's some like a dagger tipped brushes that I've yet to figure out how to use. When it gets wet, it forms a, I just dipped it in water, it forms a dagger point. So it's thick in the belly and has like a little tip. So you can, same thing, do like thin drawing with a whole lot of color and it'll last a little bit longer because it's got like a little well of paint or water in the head. Or you can press down more firmly and do the same thing, but do leaves with like thin tips and thin stems. So I've got a couple sizes of that, but I haven't really focused on using those yet either. So it's a thing for the future. Until then, let's take a look at working on these some more. I might go in the same order that I did before. But I'm not going to do wet on wet. I think I'll do wet on dry because I don't want it to bleed over the top of what I've already done. So let's pick on some of this. Let's pick on a yellow. We just get some just really dry. And maybe I'll just, let me turn this one light in front of me on too. There we go. So that looks weird with there being a gap. It's because I've got stuff in the way of the light. That'd be fine. Mm. That's weird. I just realized the music has shifted to Persona music, but I was playing a playlist of Tokyo City Pop. Oh, wait. What? Is that on the list? Let me go down to the bottom. Where's the play button? I think it is. I think it's weirdly just a song from the Persona series that happens to be in this city pop list. Let's go to the next song and see. Yeah, it's still city pop. That's so weird. I'll just let it play in the background while I screw around. If anybody comes in and wants to say anything, say hi or anything, just feel free. I'll respond when I hear it go off. But for now, I'm just gonna focus on working on this stuff. See how it all goes. All right, I'll turn this up a little bit. That was me. Calm down, comment. And Excuse me. Okay. Sometimes the lyrics on these are ridiculous. Desert, hey. Welcome in. Lurking for a bit before calling a night. All good. It's nice to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. For the moment, it's just a bunch of colors, but hey, maybe it'll turn into something more done. Oh, right. We haven't hit this quadrant down here yet. Let's look at that. I think I remember that was lavender. Let's look at that. Mhm. 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 Well, oh, hey, Christopher. Excuse me. I'm just poking around with the nebula thing from last time. And if I have time and energy, I want to play around with some cherry or Sakura trees. But we'll see. Hope you're doing well today. And I had a good week. Sorry I wasn't able to make it on Monday. It was a crazy busy day for us. We went and got a new car, which is crazy. That took up our entire time after I got off work on Monday. But it was worth it. We were wanting to upgrade our car, so we traded it in and got a replacement. An actual, like our first actual new car, not even like a certified pre-owned. So it was kind of nice to be able to do that. But I'm back today, ready for work. Well, play. Oh, nice. What kind did you get? We traded in our 2018 Honda Accord and we got a 2026 CRV hybrid. So going to a hybrid, mainly we wanted to do that so we could help with saving on gas in the long run, right? Hondas. They're with Hondas. We haven't had a lot of time with it yet, just a couple days, but we love it so far. Oh, I love Honda seats. Haven't been in one in years. They still comfy? Yes. Our previous one was great, and the new one is just as great. It's just nice to be a little higher up, and it's got all-wheel drive. It's got some pretty good get up and go because it's electric. Uh, at least electric when it comes to like the wheels being driven electric. I don't know how all of it works, but gas engine, but it converts all of that to electric motors and the wheels. So has regenerative braking and all that, and it can run on pure electric for like I think if you're going under 30 miles an hour is what I remember for a short distance. So it's really good for like in city. Uh, so yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's really pretty. Some of our first customizations that we want to do to it are coming in the mail. We're just adding some stickers to, you know, make it more us. Nothing crazy. We're not trying to like load up a brand new car with like bumper stickers of the yin yang, just like 2 stickers that are like us that go on like the windows in innocuous places, and then that's it. Oh, you know what this one had? This one had moon glow in it. That was, I don't know, maybe it was lunar blue. I think it might have been lunar blue. Yeah. Yeah, we're really happy with it. Uh, yeah, it's a good little car. But boy, did it wear us out. We were there till like, you know what, like 8:30, I think. We were there late. Like we got there at 5. We were there till like 8:30, finalizing, getting everything done. But in the grand scheme of things, it was all worth it. And everything worked out for the best. We got what we wanted. We had some fallback car options. We were considering even replacing it with another Accord, and we ended up pretty much getting exactly what we wanted. I saw one online, we were looking at it. I was like, screw it, let's apply. And yeah, like no big deal. A couple funky things that were all like my doing that I forgot about that we fixed, and we were good to go. It's really nice. Yeah, I was spreads it a little bit. I think that's all I want to do in that one. I have a habit of overdoing these things. So. You might. I've been wondering if I could buy the seat from a Honda van and put in our car. I'm sure there's someone out there ingenious enough to be able to make all those things fit together. I'm sure there are different parts, different connections, different widths and depths and bolts and everything, and they have to like adapter the hell out of it to make it work. But you could do it if you wanted to. It's super cozy. Yeah, we're super happy with it. We didn't get ventilated seats in this one, but we've got heated seats like we did in our old one, and new features that we didn't have in the old one and the Accord as well. The minuscule few problems that were possible in the car that we had that never really manifested don't exist in the new version in the CRV. So that's nice. Yeah, no, I'm super happy with it. I think I want to put some indigo and then some of the lunar blue with the indigo and add some over here up against this red area. Let it maybe spread into it a little bit and have maybe a little couple spots going up here. Maybe. Yeah, it needed some darkness in that area. We darken it up a little bit more in a couple spots. Yeah, it needed that. A couple more dark spots over here. There we go. Okay. Got ourselves a tiny little puddle right here. Sap some of that up. Sop it up. Sap it up. Sop it up. All right. And then let's play with this one on the bottom corner. And then I think we can dry it and look at getting some stars on it and peel it. Called this one done. I don't want to go too crazy. For better or worse. All right. So let's look at the red we've got here in the middle. And I think this was actually twin rows, if I remember right. B. All right. Try to fade that around. All right, and grab a little more, dab in the middle. All right. Try that off. Just do a little outlier, little red, little bits. And we send it out. The right top middle one, right top middle, looks like a Sasquatch in a forest running through the tree. That's cool. I like that. This one, my left. Oh, this guy. Oh, this one. Yeah, this one does. That one looks like it. Yeah. I see it right there in the middle. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Or it looks like a gorilla climbing like it's a face or something in the forest. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like when there's happy accidents where things look like something else. Let's hit a yellow. Do this. So cancel yellow medium. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do a kind of strong yellow that wasn't there around the edge of this. All right. And that's the only yellow I'm going to add to that. Oops, I missed completely. You live in Washington. It must be Sasquatch or Yeti. Yeah. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever. It's all the same. They're all in the same family. I need me sap green. A little bit more liquidy. Here we are. And I'm gonna dab that in on the edge of the yellow here. Yeah, we've got, oh, what is, they have it's a coffee brand, Bigfoot Java. There we go. I'll just see they call them Bigfoot. So I guess it just depends on the people that are, you know, creating the brands that they're building off of. Me use some clean water on just the edges of this to soften this up. And excuse me. Get in there. And let's grab some of that green appetite genuine. Right. Put some there and there up against the edge. And over here. And then stop at that. And we're going to spritz it so it'll spread a little bit on its own. Here's my water right there. Bigfoot Java. It's good stuff. I appreciate they've got some sugar-free options. All right. And grab a paper towel to clean the edge of that a little bit. It's starting to spread a little bit much. Give me paper. Give it to me. I see it right there. There we go. Jesus, it's barely on there. No, it's on. It's just, I think I'm just fucking with it too much. Put a little paper towel holder. It'll work. In worst case, I'll take it off and I'll just have the bowl to the side. All right, let me clean some of the edge of this up. There we are. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's spread all weird ways. All right. I'm going to turn the music up and mute for a second so I can use the dryer. Uh, Hello. All right. It's a lot of drawing. Yeah. Before I put stars on anything, I have to make sure it's completely dry. Otherwise, like even the tiniest bit of moisture and a spot of white acrylic will spread and make a mess. So I have to be really, really dry before I hit it. Yeah. It's also a big area. But I think we are good when it comes to dryness right now. It's still a little ripply, so it's probably got some dampness underneath it, but the surface is dry. Yeah. That's actually still a little damp right there. So did you good? And I think I want to add a little bit more of the darker stars too, because I have the one right here with it. It feels kind of lopsided to not have it a couple places. So I think I might add a tiny bit. Oh, excuse me, hiccup. That just came out of nowhere. Uh, yeah, let me get a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna add a couple of these in a couple spots. Mhm. I realize I can just enhance a tiny bit by spraying it instead of trying to manually hit all of these. I realized it was a little too heavy. I don't like it. They're all the same size. So maybe we'll, yeah, hit these needed to be lessened a little bit. Let's let them expand instead of sitting on top. This one will because I already let this one totally dry, but maybe it'll spread. Oh yeah, it kind of spreads a little bit. Well, I just dried it all, and now I'm gonna, undo all that. But it's okay. I like that better than how the drops look by themselves, anyway. Let me dry this off yet again, and then we'll go white stars. But for that, because I have to do so much of it, we're going to break out the big guns. I'll show that in a second once I open it. All right. God, it's still wet. There we go. All right, let's turn that down. Sorry. Okay. Pick up the secret weapon. Finally, finally, I have got something to help try to protect the world behind me over here from my splattering of stars. So let me spit this back and grab my razor. I have to find it. Oh, I think it's right here. Oh, yeah, right there. All right, just throw the fluff around it away. And then let's see how it works. Let's scoot this back a little bit and try to open it up. Oh, this kit's got grid lines on it. Huh. Might not be easy to see, but there are little tiny grid lines on it. All right, let's see if I put it here. There we go. It's not perfect, but it gives me a nice little shield for like the big stuff on the wall behind me to stop from getting paint on it. All right, let's grab, and you can still see. Yeah, it's just showing the back of it right there. Great. Let's grab that. Grab a brush and give the new acrylic white. Just going to shake it up a little bit. Fill up our dropper. Let's crack it open. Let's grab a little more. All right. Let's close it up. Make sure I don't spill anything anywhere. Yep, I'm good. All right. Let's start fine. I'm going to move this a little bit and get some of my clean water. And get a little bit across the whole surface of the brush. And let that all kind of run out because it makes a big mess if I don't. And I'm going to dab some of the biggest bits of it off on my paper towel. And let's see if I can find my button to zoom in for you guys a little bit. And let's start getting some on the paper, some of the finer pieces. And before I drip, after I am using this for a bit and flicking with my thumb, some of it beads up and collects on the end. And if I don't dry it on the paper towel, it will drip. And it won't be a pretty circle of it either. So I try to remember every now and then to go to the paper towel to do a once over. All right. And let me get a little bit more water. And let's get a little bit more. We'll do one more pass. And then we can switch to a brush. Paintbrush, not toothbrush. For the bigger stars. All right. All right. I'm just dunking that right in the paint water. My thumb is like completely white now. More pasty white than I normally am. All right. Clean that off as best I can. Let me switch to my smallest round brush. All right. I'll wet it and let's go right into the white acrylic. And I'm gonna thwack it on a thicker handled brush and just add some. Whoop, that's way too big. Wow, that was really watery. Well, we'll see how that one goes. I may blot it up. Yeah, there we go. And try to use it to get some bigger stars in here. Wow, some of these are just too big. You could blot some of this off before I go. Yeah, there we go. Let's blot the ones up that caused a problem. That one. That one. All right. It's amazing. Without stars, this just looks like a bunch of colorful squiggles and it doesn't turn into space. But as soon as I start doing this, that's when it all starts coming together. All right, clean off my brush. Okay, go back. This one is fairly well unharmed. I'll put him back. And let me clean off that toothbrush that's down there. Okay. And I'll put this off to the side where it cannot go around much. And I'm going to put it on a little blocker that I got. All right, now let's dry this off. It's so funny. I did my best to put that little block up to be able to stop me from getting paint everywhere, and I got two little spots on the side of my coffee cup. It just, no matter how hard I try, I still managed to get it everywhere. Like, it would take a, like, complete, like, paint shield to be able to completely prevent it from getting everywhere. But at least it's mostly taken care of. All right. Let's grab a big white gel pen and let's brighten a couple of these up. We could probably put a couple really just add a couple little extra dots around some to make it look like a constellation. Sometimes it works. Or a cardboard paint booth. Like seriously, I'm thinking about it, right? Like I need something where I can like fully surround. Like maybe even like kind of like a dark room like you use for camera work when you're trying not to expose film to light, where it's like completely enclosed and I like stick my hand through the sleeves and I have all of it inside there and I pick it up and I do all that work in there and it's a real surprise until they open it up to see how it looks. That'd be crazy. All right. Uh where can I put a couple good ones? Oh, this one looks like a good spot. Let me grab a ruler so I don't do this wrong. Uh, Bueller, ruler. Okay, come here, you. All right. So I'm going to use a ruler and I'm going to put it up against a star. And I'm going to try to get in the middle of it and do a little vertical line. Okay. And the same thing going horizontal. And now just eyeball doing the crosshatch bit. Yep. Just to have like a little like starburst looking little thing going on there, and a couple of them, just to show, hey, look, this is where a star is, and it's like bouncing off the lens from like a million, billion, gajillion light years away. There we are. I'll just stop there. Whoop. A Rubbermaid tub. Oh, we took a plastic bin and put it on sideways and set the pick up against the bottom with our airbrush. Oh, I get you. That's smart. Yeah. So that the open end is facing this way and the bottom is that way, and you set the stuff inside the lip and do all the work inside. That's smart. Might be a little big to do here, but yeah, a cardboard box or something similar would be good. If I like cut the bottom and the top so you can see, and just do like a U shape, kind of like what I just had on the table, but maybe wider and bigger and just a larger surface area. Interesting thought. A lot of work, though. All right. Let's go ahead and start peeling this sucker so we can move on. God, it's already been an hour and 40 minutes. Comment. Hey, it's crazy. Stop that. Haven't heard this song forever. All right. You be my baby. That's right, I did this in a peculiar order, so peeling is going to be funky. We'll get there. Right. There's going to be some spots that are not perfect, but that's okay. We can always fix them later with white acrylic if we really want to, or we'll leave it because it adds character, right? Mistakes add character. We'll say that. All right, let's get this one. Oh yeah, that one bled like crazy. That one's gonna need some correction. All right, let's make that go away. And let's get the big peels out of the way. My last one was this one. Is it underneath it? Yeah, a little bit. There we go. All right, you next. Whoop, come back here. All right. You know, these things always look better once you peel them. You're like questioning your life decisions before you peel the tape. But once you peel the tape, things look so much better. So just something about a crisp edge on something you feel like might be garbage that makes it not garbage. Isn't that just ridiculous? It's so crazy. But yeah, here it is. Is it wet on the back at all? It's damp, so I will try to keep it laid flat for a bit. But yeah, there it is. You can clearly see there's some spots that need some love. I may hit it with some white acrylic later, just kind of clean up the overlap where things bled a little bit under the tape, like there. And, but it didn't look like there was a whole lot, just in certain spots. Wherever tape overlapped tape seems to be where it does the most leaking underneath it, which makes sense. Especially if I paint over the tape, which I should never do. That happens, especially when I spray it, and then it's just literally water seeping in, so it happens. See, it came out really good. I'm happy with that. It's a nice little mixture. It could go really any which direction you want. It can be a vertical painting. I actually kind of like it like that. Isn't that neat? How's it look the other way? Yeah, you know, I actually like it better vertical. There's something about changing the perspective on how you painted it that really just changes how it looks. I like that. Is upside down from how I painted it. Yeah, vertical makes this look really cool. There's just something about that that looks very neat. I appreciate that. I like that. All right. Well, now I get to figure out, do I have time to screw around with something else? Do I have any paper cut, or do I need to cut paper? Let me look. I don't. I would have to use scratch paper, or I'd have to cut another piece of A3 down to 4, or just leave it. Oh wait, no wait. Is this? Oh wow, I thought there was a piece of paper in here. It's just the backing. Ha. So no, this is empty. That's garbage. So I will put that to the side and throw it out later. The apple I had cut out, but where is that? Uh, is it down here? Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Thank you, memory. Keep the cardboard on it. Yeah, I still have it. I thought about, well, I have a bunch over here already. I've got a collection of backing from arches and some other brands. I guess just to like tape like that. I had taped something too. Just for like disposable palette or disposable, that's not the word I'm looking for, like a disposable clipboard, basically. So these are here. I can add the other one to it, but I'll eventually have too many and I don't want to keep a bunch of trash around. I think it'll be good for some products or projects. Yeah, for taping pieces too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the lid, the cover. That's the word for it. Off of this one. Oh man, I'm gonna have to cut that. I got scissors or dividers. Yeah. Especially if I've got something where I'm like doing something that I know I'm gonna do a little work on and then come back to later. Seems like that would be a good idea to have something portable that I can set aside. Grab some scissors. These are not meant for this, but it will work. I do have that X-Acto blade out, but I'm not going to use it because screw traditional methods. There you go. There we go. That takes care of that. Or flatten under books. Oh. Oh, I see what you're saying. So like if this is like a little curvy, I could leave this out, put this on top of it since it's the same size, and then put something heavy on top of it to help kind of keep it flat. Come back in a couple days and it should be, or even overnight. Yeah. Not a bad idea. I'll probably do that for this so that it straightens nicely overnight. In fact, I'll probably just leave it like this for now, and then I'll put something on top of it when we're done. For now, though, excuse me. I don't want to paint on the back of it, but we can just play on the top. Since Arches is acid free. What do you mean by that? I know it is just for like archival purposes, but oh, so the cardboard won't interact with the paper, is what you're saying? You put this up before I cut myself. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't think about that. There's acid in like acid products, or at least the pH balance of cardboard is more toward acid than base. I never thought about that. What is it in that does that, I wonder? The adhesive that binds it together, maybe? That's really interesting to think about. Yeah, the glue, yeah. That's really interesting. I never thought about that. Oh, I bet that's why over time, there's a lot of problems with, like, some people will separate art or photographs with cardboard, like decades ago. And when they come back to it and look at it, it's all damaged from the cardboard, I guess. That's interesting to think about. I never considered that. Uh, Clearly this is just a tiny piece of paper, but I'm just gonna paint over it for fun. Uh, I just want to do something pinky, kind of. We'll do more, I think, next time, of course. But I have a bunch of white acrylic thinned out in my clean water, so I don't have anything clean right now. But I'll just do a little bit. Let's just do some very gentle, basic little tree stuff over the top of this. It doesn't have to be beautiful. I just want to get some pink, pretty tree structure on top of it. And next time, I think maybe I'll actually pull out some reference, and we'll make some actual like really nice little pink trees. In old photo books that had glue in the clear film, the glue yellowed through the pics. Now that I remember, because we definitely had some good old photo albums in my family before they got lost. I remember that. They're like photos that were even old for my mother, so they were like around for a very long time. It's like speed run Sakura tree. Actually, Sakura trees usually have kind of like grayish bark, don't they? Like black and white. I don't remember. Sometimes, I imagine. So how about this? How about we do a very light gray? Oh, could have let it dry. That's okay. Yeah. Next time. The next one we'll let it dry. Yeah. Let's do one in the middle and we'll let it dry. And then we'll put the branches and everything in it. So thin. Just kind of squiggles. Heavy on water and on paint. Dun, 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 dun. Stand alive, I can go in a little bit darker with the pink. This is opera pink, by the way, if it wasn't obvious. Pink again. To dry it off and go in a little bit drier with that. There's power to be in. Your body is one. I need to let this dry off a little more. I think I went a little too wet on that. Body is one. I flies on your face. Twice from my face. One line. Also, let try for a sec. Okay, that's going to be a problem having a salt there. I'm going to keep that there. I'll move it somewhere else later. Right now, you can go there. That's me. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay, sorry, retrying trees? Yeah. Sorry, it's hard to tell because I'm like a million miles away. Yeah. There we go. It's a little bit better. Maybe not read out loud. I didn't picture you with facial hair. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. Excuse me. Strand it off. Call it a knife. You're not weird? Oh, well, yes, I am. But thank you. I appreciate that. I'm weird in so many ways. I don't like, I haven't been diagnosed or anything, so take this with a grain of salt, but I feel like I have a touch of autism sometimes. That's just the way I am. Some of the tendencies, not all. And like it would be like a level 0.5 if there were levels. There is definitely a spectrum, but sometimes I feel like I am just too weird for normal consumption. But yeah, it's just me. Get in there. Not perfect, but here's my little, not quite a rectangle tree. Little Sakura tree. Not perfect, but we can spend more time on it next time. Turn out cute, right? Yeah, see? I like doing little simple trees. I need to get better at it, so I need to do them more, but I need to practice and get better at the midtones on this. It's just a lot of pink and then dark pink and nothing in the middle. I need to leave some white in there a little bit more so that it shows off because Sakura blossoms are not just all pink, they're a blend of white and all that too. All right. I think that's good. I think we've done enough damage for the night. We've got ourselves one shiny little Sakura tree, little guy right there. I'll put him over here to look at. And we've got our nebulas. Came out pretty nice. A little bit off the center. There we go. Yeah. Turned out cute. When you get better, go teach Turkey. Is he bad at trees? You'll have to tell me. I need to do better at trees up close. I've got it's really hard to show because I have it up on the wall. He refuses to do landscapes. Oh, I feel him on that. Landscapes are terrifying. But he does remarkable with everything else that he does. Uh, the birds and everything are just remarkable. I don't have the skill for that, but I also don't really have the interest in like living creatures because they're so nuanced and so difficult to do. It's not attractive to me. Crochet made him do one last month. Really? Oh my God. It's so hard though. There's like figuring out perspective and like the right distance and size for things that are far and being able to make them progress in size as you bring them closer is so difficult. Like just playing around with doing like, oh, what? Like one of those landscapes you do where you do like mountains and where you've got like the sky and then you've got some faded, faint, basic mountain shapes in the background. And then as they come closer, you make them a little bit darker, a little bit more textured. And then the one that you do up close has like trees actually sticking out of it. So it feels like it gets progressively more detailed the closer it is to you. And that makes sense to me. I can figure that out for the most part. For the most part, doing an actual landscape is horrifying to try to figure out. I mean, I know you can only get better by doing, but God, the amount of paper and paint and time and rage that I would burn through trying to do one good landscape, it's crazy. The closest I ever got was the my brain has gone stupid. Was the hot air balloon. Did you ever get to see the hot air balloon that I did, Krista? Let me pull it up on Instagram. It's in here somewhere. Come on, let me scroll. Yeah, this one. Let me spin it out. No, it doesn't. Well, you're going to see it weird and up close on my phone, assuming it focuses on it. There we go. I did that. That is the closest I've ever gotten to doing a landscape, and I'm actually very proud of this one, so much so that I gave it to my mother-in-law. I'm sorry, my hand's shaking. But yeah, I'm very happy with how that came out. Right? I'm super happy with it. Like, I took the time to do the balloon. Like, the balloon was masked out, and I did the entire landscape scene behind it. The trees are kind of garbage over there, but whatever. But yeah, I sketched the lines for the balloon and then used masking fluid over the top of it, did the entire scene. And then when it dried, I removed all the masking fluid and I focused on painting the balloon itself. And it came out really nice. Did she ask for grandkids instead? No. I mean, I'm gay and I've got a boyfriend of 18 years, so grandkids aren't happening. But my boyfriend's got another brother for that. So if he wants to go off and have grandkids, then it might happen. And it'll come through that side of the family. No, the painting came out really nice. Really liked it. So, all right. Like no one else. I'm crazy, and I can't help myself. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I'm gonna head on out. There's our space, our little tree. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll take a picture of this here in a minute, and I'll post it to Instagram because it's been a minute since I posted anything there. Because it's been a while since I've completed some stuff. I try to post everything on Instagram, even when it's garbage. Well, when I feel like it's garbage, it ends up being okay usually. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. Today's Thursday, so I will do my damnedest to actually be here next Monday, barring catastrophe. I'm not on call. I have no big purchases planned like a car like this time. I think I'm gonna be okay. So I should hopefully be here on Monday. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna head on out. Krista, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Desert, thank you for lurking if you're still out there. Anyone else that is out there, have a great night. Anyone who watches the VOD later, if you do, please feel free to follow and say hey sometimes. I do random stuff, mostly space, sometimes good, sometimes not. I just do. And if it's good, I'm thrilled. If it's not good, whatever, is practice. I really like how this bottom left one came out the more I look at it. This one, I love those colors. That one came out really cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head out. Have a great night. I will see y'all later. My name is Bear. I've been barely watercoloring. It's Thursday. Next time will be Monday. I'm saying words now that make no sense. All right, I'm getting out of here before I embarrass myself. Goodbye. 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 I'll see you later. Have a good night. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Farewell. Hasta la vista. Auf Wiedersehen. Arrivederci. Hasta luego. All right. Thanks.